meet you where you been. I could show you incredible things. Magic, madness, heaven, sin. Saw you there and I thought, oh my god, look at that face.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, and today I visited the Grand Rapids Art Prize. Art Prize is basically a competition where artists from all over the country come to showcase their art, and just the public vote for who has the best art. I did not specifically go to Grand Rapids for Art Prize because I'm not an artist and I usually don't look at art with any type of soul or meaning. So I only went because my sister wanted to go and I was down there visiting her. Before we went downtown with my sister and my parents and her boyfriend and my friend, we went for breakfast, and there was an electrical box on the side of the street that had, like, on each side it had a different bird, and the one that I saw that I, like, absolutely loved is like a pink bird with stripes and different patterns, and I thought it was so cool. I'll put it up on the screen. And so then we had breakfast and went downtown. The first piece of art I saw that really spoke to me was a picture of smoke, and it was just a black canvas and with smoke, I guess is all I can say, and it had a cigarette butt attached to one end. It was 3D. It was really interesting, and again, I'll put it up on the screen because it was really interesting, and I really enjoyed looking at that picture. It's like very aesthetically pleasing. The next piece of art that I saw is like a flip book, but you just press a button and it goes through each picture. And they were very interesting. I was so intrigued by them. I probably sat there for probably 10 minutes just holding up my whole family, looking at this flip book, because that's the inner fourth grader in me. The flip books, the one that I like the most was one with a husband and wife on their wedding day, but it looked like it was probably from like the 70s or the 80s, and I just thought it was so cool. And there were ones with chains, and I'll just put it up on the screen because it was so cool.
That's all different.
Once I left my flip book area, I saw a sculpture, and it was made of steel. It was flat, but it went up, and it really captured like the essence of how things work, and it had like gears and things like mechanical stuff that I probably couldn't name for the life of me. Another piece of art we saw was a ladder. It was a painting of a ladder, and it had like a big ball on the top. I'm really not sure what it was supposed to be, but I guess usually you don't know what art is, and it really is supposed to speak to you in general. But me and my friend were both very intrigued by this piece of artwork, and it had like a little person sitting on the bottom, and there was a bird on the ladder climbing up, and it was just very interesting to see how people reacted to that piece of art in general, because some people were like, oh, that's so cool, and then other people were like, oh, that's really sad because the boy can't climb the ladder. It was just very interesting, everybody's idea. After we left our ladder painting, which nobody really truly understood, we were walking down a hallway, which at the end seemed to have a painting of Martin Luther King Jr. But as we got closer to Dr. King, we realized that like the painting was becoming more pixelated, and then we realized that it wasn't a painting at all. It was just wood blocks with the light above it casting a shadow, which was really, really cool. And so once you got closer, it was like just a bunch of pieces of wood that you couldn't really see Dr. King anymore. After that, we looked to our right, and there were wood blocks with a light bulb in the middle of it. And if you like really focused your eye on it, you could see that there was it looked like a baby in the womb, and I thought that was so cool. And the entire wood block section of that exhibit really made me realize that from far away things may look really cool and like it's all good, but life might not be as good as what it seems. Or it could be the reverse way, where it looks cool, well, no, that it looks bad from far away, that it's just a bunch of blocks of wood, but once you get closer, it's actually something beautiful. My absolute favorite piece of art that I saw today, I'll put it up on the screen. The guy is from Rochester, New York. I will also put his name up on the screen. But it was like a flowy pattern across a canvas, and then it had like boxed in shadows, and it really gave me the concept of people trying to fit into status quo rather than letting their colors flow, I guess. And I feel like that's very cheesy to say, but the painting just really brought it out. And I think it definitely said something to me. So that one was my all-time favorite. After we saw that, we went over and through the skywalk into a hotel, and there was a ton of like glass shards coming down from a tarp, I would say. It was like a tent, and you could see like little strings attached to little pieces of mirror, I guess. And they were in the shape of like horses, and they had wings, and it was actually really cool. And I'll put a picture of those up on the screen so you guys can see. It was very interesting. I was really intrigued by that. My friend's favorite was Wounded Warrior Dogs, and it was super cool, and it was wood dogs with like prosthetic legs and wheelchair. It was very interesting. And the last piece of art we saw before leaving Grand Rapids today was like actual street art. Like the guy was standing in the street making these things straight in front of us. It was so cool. His name's Cosmo Joe is his nickname. His name's Andy. His name's Andy. I don't remember his last name. But he's super cool, and he basically takes a piece of like the like picture paper like that you would get a picture on, and like put circles on it, like circle stencils, I guess they call them, and like painted around them. And then I honestly have no idea how he did it, but he did it and it was very interesting. I'll put pictures while he was doing it up on the screen, and it was very interesting. He ended up making Doctor Who's police box, traveling through space and time. It was very, very cool. That was basically my impression of Grand Rapids right there, is I just thought everything was so cool and so artistic. Like even when you're walking the streets or whoa. So basically that is my review on the Art Prize in Grand Rapids. I just really recommend you going to it. Even Grand Rapids in general is just so pretty. Like the authenticity the ethnicity of it is so cool, and I recommend you go if you're not from Michigan. If you're from Michigan but not Grand Rapids, if you're from Grand Rapids, you gotta look around you and realize that you're super cool. And
I got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name.